Congratulations on the purchase of your new guitar. My name is John McCarthy, and this is the Rock House method for learning beginner electric guitar. This program, like all our programs, comes with free online lesson support. Go to the DVD's main menu to find out how to log on and get connected. Now in this program, you're going to learn everything you need to know to start playing guitar. We're going to go through chords. We're going to go through strum patterns. You're going to get complete song rhythms. And there's even going to be a section where you're going to be able to play with bass and drum backing tracks to simulate playing in a band. So get excited, you're going to be playing guitar. Grab your instrument and let's get ready to play. Alright, before we start any actual playing, I'm going to go through a few things with you. First of all, I want to show you the parts of the guitar. Alright, there's three main sections of the guitar. We have the body of the guitar, we have the neck of the guitar, and then the headstock on the guitar. On the body, there's a bunch of components. Let me go through each one with you right now. We have the bridge. Now this anchors the strings into the body of the guitar. There's all different types of bridges. Some will have the strings that will come through over the top of the guitar, and some will have the strings coming through the back, like this one, where you would push the strings through the back of the guitar. Alright, on the guitar body we also have various combinations of volume and tone knobs. This particular guitar has one tone and one volume. We also have a pickup selector switch. They usually come in combinations of 3 position or 5 position. This one is 3. 1, 2, 3. When it's all the way down, this pickup is on. And this pickup is the bridge pickup because it's closer to the bridge. In the middle, these 2 pickups are on, all the way up. The neck pickup is on, which is called the neck pickup because it's close to the neck. Now, what is a pickup, you may ask? A pickup does exactly what it says. It picks up the sound of the string and makes it so that it will go to your amplifier. And how does it go through the amplifier? Through your cord that you plug in through the input jack. Right here's an input jack, and we plug the cord in here. The other end would attach to your amplifier so that you can amplify the sound of the guitar. A pickup is sort of like a microphone. The closer you get to the strings, the louder it will be. If you pushed it further away, it will get a little softer. So we have 2 pickups here. Now, protruding off the body of the guitar, we have the neck. Now, on the neck, we have these metal bars called frets. The distance here is called the 1st fret. This whole section is at 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and so on, all the way down the neck. Now, we have these dots on the guitar neck. Those are called position markers, and they help you to know where you are on the neck at all times. They're usually on the 3rd, 5th, 7th, 9th, and 12th frets. At the very end of the neck, we have what's called the nut of the guitar. And this guides the strings off the neck onto the headstock. On the headstock, we have machine heads. And these you use to anchor the string onto the headstock. And you turn left or right to adjust the pitch of the string higher or lower. So by turning it left or right, you'll be adjusting the pitch of the string. All right, we're going to use that in the next section because we're going to start you with tuning and how to hold the guitar and how to hold the pick. The next thing I want to go through with you is going to be holding the guitar and holding the pick. It's really important to get a solid foundation of the rudiments down before you start progressing. This way you'll be able to go fast through your learning. Here we go. First of all, let's hold the pick the proper way. Hold the pick straight out. Put your thumb on the back of the pick and your index finger right in the middle of the pick. Try not to have too much pick showing because then you won't have as much control of it. Try to choke up on it a little bit so it's just that little bit on the bottom. Try not to hold your hand into a fist either. You want to keep your hand open and loose. Now your forearm of your right hand or picking hand should be on the top of the guitar like this and then drape over the strings. It's great to hold one or more fingers of your picking hand on the body of the guitar because that gives you something to gauge your pick by. Otherwise, it could be a little more wild and unbridled as you're picking. So hold one or more fingers on the guitar. You're holding the pick with just 2 fingers, and you want to come in straight, almost straight up and down with the bridge with your right hand. Try not to come in this way. Always try to keep it straight up and down. Now with your left hand, here's a little trick to make sure that you're holding your left hand right, or your fretting hand. Hold your hand straight out, hand open, curl your fingers in to almost like a C shape. Bring your hand straight back to the guitar and hold your thumb right in the middle of the back of the guitar. One important thing is not to bend your wrist. Don't go like this. When you're bending your wrist, you sort of pinch the nerves and the tendons over here in your wrist, and it could cause carpal tunnel, which is really bad for a guitar player to have. So try to keep your wrist straight. Try to make it a very natural way of coming to the guitar. And when you're fretting, usually you're going to be going down straight with your fingers. Try not to come in going out this way. Go straight down to the neck with the tips of your fingers. So that's the way you're going to be holding your guitar and your pick. Make sure you have this down before you go on to the next section. Now let's get your guitar in tune so you can play along with the DVD in perfect pitch. What I'm going to do is pick each string. I'm going to tell you the name of the string, and then what I want you to do is hit the same string and turn your machine heads left or right to match the pitch of my string. Alright, now you could also go to the website and download a tuner to help you tune, or the most accurate way to tune would be with an electronic tuner. Alright, let's get going with it. Here's the 6th string, the fattest string, or the E string. Alright, the next string is the 5th string, or the A string. The 4th string, or the D string. The 3rd string, or the G string. The 2nd string, which is the B string. And then the 1st string, which is the E string. Remember, the 6th string was E, and also the 1st is going to be E. So here's the 1st string. Alright, now you should be perfectly in tune and ready to start playing. Alright, right now I'm going to show you how to read chord charts. Now we're going to use these charts to learn chords, and the chords we're going to use to be able to play songs with. Now this chord chart is a diagram of the guitar neck itself, as if the guitar neck was standing up and down from floor to ceiling. Now the line going up and down furthest to the right, that is going to be your 1st string. To the left of that, the 2nd string, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and all the way to the left, that's going to be the 6th string, or fattest string. Now the dark line that's across the top of that chord chart, that's the nut of the guitar. Alright, and then the other lines going from left to right down are the fret bars. Now the dots that are on the strings themselves, those are where you're going to be placing your fingers. This first dot here is on the 4th string, and it's in the 2nd fret. Now if you look directly below that dot, there's a number. That tells you what finger you're going to use to play that with on your left hand. Now your left hand fingers are numbered 1, 2, 3, and your pinky is the 4th finger. Now this 2nd dot is on the 5th string. It's also in the 2nd fret, and if you follow that one down to the bottom, you're going to be using your second finger to fret that note with. Now all the other strings have zeros beneath them. That means that when you're strumming this chord down, you're going to be hitting those strings open with no fingers on them. If there was an X beneath the string, that means that you don't hit that string at all. It's muted or not struck. So make sure you know how to read this chord chart, because we'll be using this through this program and all the following programs to come. Welcome back. Now you should be in tune. You should have a comfortable playing position and you should know all the parts of the guitar. Let's get started with some chords. The first chord we're going to go through is going to be an E major open chord. All right, I'm going to show you each finger separately and then I'll show you how it sounds all together. Follow with me as I play. Here we go. I want you to start with your first finger. It's going to go on the 3rd string, 1st fret. Your 3rd finger is going to go on the 4th string, 2nd fret. And your 2nd finger is going to go on the 5th string, 2nd fret. All right, now the 1st, 2nd, and 6th strings, you notice on the chord chart, they have zeros beneath them. That means that you're going to pick those open. All right, here are the notes one at a time. That's the E major open chord. Now if you're not getting some of the notes out, don't worry. Here's some tips. When you're fretting a note, try to go to the end of the fret. Watch what happens if I go towards the beginning. You're going to hear a fuzzy sound. Now watch as I move it to the end. Crystal clear. See that? Now at first it's going to take some time for you to build calluses on the fingertips. So you will get some soreness in the very beginning. But that only lasts for about a week or so. So tough out through that beginning section of learning, and you'll see once they start to get the calluses built, it's going to be much easier for you to play and the pain will be all gone. So again, use the tips of your fingers, go to the ends of the fret on each finger as you press it down. Now if there's an open string that's coming out dead, it might be that the back of the finger is touching the string underneath it. So just make sure you go down straight with the fingers. And this is another time to make sure that you're holding your hand the right way like we talked about earlier. So again, that's the E major open chord. Let's go to the D major open chord now. Your 2nd finger is going to go on the 1st string, 2nd fret. Just like that. Your 3rd finger is going to go on the 2nd string, 3rd fret. And your 1st finger is going to go on the 3rd string, 2nd fret. On this chord, we're not going to hit the 6th string. We're going to hit from the 5th string down. Here it is, one string at a time. That's the D major open chord. Remember again, fingers towards the end of the fret as much as possible. Now if you have a note coming out deadened or muffled like that, try to find out what's going on. Like a common thing on this chord is the 1st string could come out deadened because this 3rd finger might tilt a little bit and the back of the finger will touch the 1st string. So that's one thing that I want you to try to concentrate on, keeping that 3rd finger going straight down. Okay, let's go on to the A major open chord. This is going to be a bar chord. And what a bar means is you're going to put one finger flat across more than one string. In this case, your 1st finger is going to bar on the 2nd fret across the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings. So the 1st finger, 2nd fret, flat across the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings. The 5th string is going to be open, and the 1st and 6th strings are going to be X, so we won't hit those at all. So here it is, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now there's different versions of fingering for this chord. You might see in other instructional methods, sometimes they'll have it with 3 fingers. And that's used more in country music, and it's also correct fingering for the chord. But the reason why we use the first finger is that leaves the other 3 fingers now available for add-ons, which this chord usually has a lot of add-ons, like while holding that bass of the first finger down. So there you have the A major open chord. On to the last chord we're going to go through here is the G major open chord. This is going to be a 4-finger chord. The first 4 finger we have, which is going to have the pinky playing something too, which is a little difficult. So let's put that 4th finger or pinky on the 1st string, 3rd fret. The 3rd finger is going to go on the 2nd string, 3rd fret. Your 1st finger is going to go on the 5th string, 2nd fret. Remember to get it to the end of the fret. And your 2nd finger or middle finger will be on the 6th string, 3rd fret. Now you notice how all my fingers are arching. Try not to get your fingers to go caved in like that. Always have them arching. That will help you to get all the notes to come out. This is going to have all 6 strings played. So here they go from the 6th string down. That's the G major open chord. It's a very, very popular chord for a lot of songs, so make sure you have this chord down. Now I want you to try to memorize all these chords because we're going to be using them in the next sections. We're going to go through a picking exercise right now. A lot of songs will combine picking and strumming together to form a rhythm. So this is going to be very important. Let's hold down the D major open chord that we just learned. And that was 2nd finger on the 1st string, 3rd finger on the 2nd string. That 1st finger will be on the 3rd string. It'll look just like that. Now while you're holding that down, I'm going to go through a picking sequence with your right hand. This is going to help to get your right hand or picking hand more coordinated so that you'll be able to do any picking throughout rhythms. Here we go. Let's hold 1 finger on the body of the guitar and we're going to pick 4, 1, 3, 1, 2, 1. Now you notice I was doing something called alternate picking, and that's a succession of down, up, down, up, down, up picking. Watch again. Down on the 4, up swing on the 1, down on the 3, up on the 1, down on the 2, up on the 1. In this exercise it works out that every time you pick the 1st string you're picking up. All the other strings you're picking down. And you're going to keep repeating this pattern over and over for about 5 minutes a day. It's going to help to get your picking hand coordinated. Here we go again. And you build up speed gradually as you're playing it. Now if you haven't mastered the open chord, the D open chord yet, you could even do it with just the open strings with no chord down. Watch how that would sound. But as you start to learn the chords and start to have them mastered, it will sound really cool to hold the chords down and try to play the picking pattern with it. Here's a D, G, E, D again. Now again, the pattern was 4, 1, 3, 1, 2, 1 with alternate picking, which is down, up, down, up, down, up. So as you're playing or practicing, just keep going for 5 minutes in a row. You don't even have to have your amp on. You could be watching TV or whatever and playing it. But try to work on it until it becomes second nature, and it's going to really help you to be able to play some more songs. All right, are you ready? In this section, we're going to go through a complete song rhythm. And we're also going to be able to use a bass and drum backing track at the end so you can sound like you're playing with a band. So this is going to be really cool. Now we're going to have to work with strumming in this section. So let me go through a little bit of the basics of strumming with you right now. When you strum, it should be pivoting from your elbow. Moving like that. Try not to just move your wrist, but move your whole arm to get that body rhythm going. All right, your wrist should be sort of locked, but your hand and arm, shoulder, all have to be loose. Try not to tighten your arm up because then you sound all stiff when you're strumming. So try to keep your whole body nice and loose and your nice little loose grip on the pick too. Try not to bear down too hard on that either. All right, now we're going to start with the E major open chord that you've learned already. So let's fret that now. First finger, third finger, second finger. And we're going to strum each of these chords in the progression down 8 times. Here it is, watch. The next chord is going to be an A major open chord. Remember, that was the bar. First finger barring. And we're going to strum this one down 8 times. Remember, we don't hit the 6th string on this, so we've got to try to come in on the 5th string as we strum. The third chord is the D open chord. Strumming 8 times again. Back to the A. So here's the whole progression in a row. Follow it with me. Okay, now I'm going to play it with the bass and drum backing track. Remember, you could download these backing tracks from the support website. Here it comes. Now when you're first starting to play this rhythm, you might want to practice changing from one chord to the next, just to get the changes down smoothly. This way you could play along with the backing track with no problem. But by just isolating each change for 5 minutes or so, you get your finger memory built up so that you'll be able to change from chord to chord very quickly. And then maybe from A to D, A, D. Try to make it small movements, see? Don't go. Try to make it so it's just really small movements to the next chord. And that will help you to start changing these chords really quickly. Have some fun. All right, now I'm going to show you how to read tablature. Tablature is what you're going to use to play leads, riffs, and play entire songs with as well. A lot of people get tablatures off the internet, so learning this is a very crucial part of your playing guitar career. All right, now if you look at the tablature chart, it's a series of 6 lines going from left to right. The top line going left to right is going to be your first string or skinniest string. The second string's beneath that, third, fourth, fifth, and the bottom line is the 6th string or the fattest strings. All right, the number that is on the string itself is going to stand for the fret that you play the note on. This number means that you're playing the first fret and it's on the top line, so it's the first string. If you look directly below that number, there's another number. That number stands for the finger that you're going to use to play that with. This number here is the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. This number here would be the 7th fret of the 4th string. And that one you would use your 3rd finger to play with. Now, in the bottom it tells you little symbols that are going to be used as you're reading the tablature. The H is for hammer on, P is for pull off, S is the arrow pointing up is slide up, S is the arrow pointing down is slide down, R is for right hand tap, and B is for bend. Now we're going to be going through these techniques as we go through the program. So make sure you have a firm understanding of how to read tablature, because it's going to be crucial to know how to read this to get through all the different programs. Lead guitar. A real cool thing to do, and right now we're going to go through an exercise that's going to help get your fingers coordinated so you have no problem playing leads. Alright, this is going to be using tablature, which you just learned how to read. So follow along with me as I play it. It's going to start on the 1st string with your 1st finger on the 5th fret. Remember to fret the notes to the end of the fret as much as possible. So we'll go 5, and then 8 with the 4th finger or pinky, 7 with your 3rd finger, back to 8 with the 4th finger. And we're going to repeat that 4 times in a row. Here it goes 4 times in a row. Now there's something else I want you to concentrate on. It's the right hand with alternate picking like we did before. So you're going to go down, up as you're playing the exercise. So watch my right hand as I play it through this time. This exercise helps you to get both hands coordinated together. It's a 2-part exercise, your left hand with the fingering and your right hand with the alternate picking. Now we're going to do the same pattern down every string, and I want you to try to do it continuously, so it'll be sort of an endurance exercise as well. So here it goes, right in a row. Follow it with me. So build up speed gradually, keep going over the exercise over and over. It's going to help get both hands coordinated together, and it's also going to help to get your 3rd and 4th fingers coordinated, which are the 2 toughest to coordinate together. Alright, see you in the next section. Time to increase your chord vocabulary. We learned major open chords before, but now we're going to go on to minor open chords. Now, first of all, let me explain what the difference of major and minor is. Major is supposed to have the happy, bright, cheerful kind of sound, whereas minor would be sad or melancholy sounding. Let me give you an example so you can really hear it. An A major open chord would be this, like you learned earlier. Here's an A minor. Hear how it sounds sort of sad? Happy, sad. And the way these are used, as you're writing a song or a songwriter is writing a song, these are your tools to create emotion. So at certain sections of the song you might want a happy chord, and certain sections you might want a sad sound to create a sad emotion in that part. So this is what you're going to be using to create your own songs with. So let's get going with the minor chord, starting with A minor open chord. Your first finger is going to go on the second string, first fret. Your third finger is going to go on the third string, second fret. Your second finger is going to go on the fourth string, second fret. On this chord, we're not going to hit the sixth string, we're going to hit the fifth string down. Here's how it goes. The A minor open chord. All right, let's go on to D minor. The D minor open chord is going to have your first finger on the first string, first fret. Your third finger is going to go on the second string, third fret. And your second finger or middle finger will be on the third string, second fret. On this chord, again, we're not going to hit the sixth string, hit 5 down. Follow with me here, it's the fifth string down. D minor open chord. Here's a D major we learned earlier, listen. The happy sounding, the D minor. Okay, now let's go to the E minor open chord. And this one, your second finger is going to go on the fifth string, second fret, and your third finger will go on the fourth string, second fret. There's only 2 fingers on that chord, but we're going to pick all the strings open. Here we go, 6 down. It's a very big, full sounding chord. Now one thing I want to mention to you, there's an alternate fingering that's used quite often with the E minor chord. Instead of using your second and third fingers, sometimes we'll be using your first and second fingers to fret those. Still will sound the same. And the thing that will make it the difference of what fingering to use would be what chord you're coming to, going to this chord. So like say you were on the A minor chord, it would be easy just to put the second and third fingers down. But if you were coming from the G open chord, it would be easy just to put the first finger, a second finger over it, and make an E minor with the first and second fingers. So that's the E minor open chord. Work on all these minor open chords. Your guitar may have come with one of these. It's called a whammy bar or a tremolo bar. And let me explain to you how it works. Now all guitars don't have these, certain guitars do, and it's just a different effect that you can use with the guitar. This one has a thread whammy bar on it. So what you'll do is you put it into the hole on the bridge, you turn it, and it will thread right into the bridge. Okay, and then once it gets to that tight point, pull it back and it should lock there very easily. And what you'll be able to do with this is, there's a few different ways of using it. You might want to strum a chord, do a little shake on it to get a little vibrato sound, or tremolo sound. Or you could do some more of the, something like the Jimi Hendrix kind of thing where you hit like a harmonic. I know I fooled around with these and made some really wild sounds in my day, so have some fun with it. That's what this is all about, having a little bit of fun. So pop your whammy bar in and see if you can make some cool sounds. Here's my race car. Ready? The blues. The blues is a very soulful and emotional type of music. And we're going to go through a blues rhythm right now so you get a little taste of that. Alright, follow with me as I play. This is going to be a blues rhythm in the key of A. And at the end of this, I'm going to show you a bass and drum backing track that you can play it along with. Alright, here we go. This is going to have your first finger on the 4th string, 2nd fret. Now, there's also going to be an open 5th string hit at the same exact time. In tablature, when you have two notes that are on top of each other, you're going to hit them simultaneously at the same exact time. So here we go, the 4th string, 2nd fret, with the 5th string open. Now we do that twice, because you see it twice in a row. And then it goes to the 4th fret of the 4th string with the 5th string open. And then back to the 2nd fret of the 4th string with the 5th string open. So I call this pattern the 2-2-4-2 pattern, because I'm going 2-2-4-2, 2-2-4-2. That 5th string stays constantly open. So here it goes again. Next we go on to the same exact pattern, but we move it down one string. So your first finger is going to be on the 3rd string, and we're going to be hitting the 4th string open underneath that. Same pattern though, 2-2-4-2. Here we go. Then we go back to the original measure again, 2-2-4-2. Your first finger's on the 4th string. Next measure goes to the 5th and 6th strings. First finger's on the 5th string, the 6th string stays constantly open underneath it. And the last measure goes back to like the first measure again, 5th and 4th strings. So the first measure you're repeating 8 times, every other measure you're going to do 4 times in a row. Let me play it for you once through in a row right now. I'm going to introduce something to you called the shuffle feel. Now the shuffle feel is an uneven rhythm. I was just playing it for you right now and I was going straight steady. Dun 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 dun. Now what a shuffle feel would be is an uneven version of that. Watch, it'll be like dun 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 dun. And it gets to that blues feel. Let me go through it once slow with you, just on that first measure so you get the idea of the feel. And this feel we're going to use for playing with the bass and drum backing track. So here it is. 2-2-4, 2-2-2-4, 2. So you get to that swing or shuffle feel. Alright, so the blues is a cool type of music because you could play it in all various different ways. You could play it the standard steady way like I originally played it. Or you could add that shuffle feel. Alright, let's get together with the band and try playing with the bass and drum backing tracks. Remember, you could download these from the support site. Here we go. there you have the blues. Get working with it. All right, now we're going to do a rhythm that's going to have major and minor chords combined. We're also going to use alternate strumming. In the previous rhythms, we were just strumming down. Now we're going to do down-up combinations of strumming. All right, the 4 chords we're going to use for this progression are going to be A minor, C major, E minor with the first and second fingers, and then G major. So again, I want you to watch this chord changes and look at the way I hold certain fingers down as I go to the next chord. A minor, just pick up your 3rd finger, move it to the 5th string, and that's a C major chord. To get to the E minor, I pick up the 3rd and 1st, and I put the 1st finger on the 5th string. That's the E minor. And then to get to the G, leave your 1st finger down, and add the 2nd finger, 3rd, and 4th. So A minor, C, E minor, G. Try to work on that change and work on getting from one chord to the next smoothly. All right, now the strumming that we're going to use is going to be down, 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 up, down, up. Let me show you that with the A minor chord. Down, 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 up, down, up. Remember again, we strum pivoting from the elbow, keeping your arm and hand loose and relaxed. And don't grip the pick too hard either. Nice soft grip on the pick. Down, 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 up, down, up. C. E minor. G. So it's down, 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 up, down, up. Down, 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 up, down, up. That's the strumming pattern. So play it for you all in a row, and then we'll try it with the backing track. It's a really cool sounding song rhythm. Let's try it with the bass and drum, and let's get the whole band together here. Lead guitar again. We're going to start working on some scales now, and this is what you're going to use to actually make leads up. This is going to be called the minor pentatonic scale. And pentatonic means 5 notes. Penta meaning 5, tonic meaning note. So it's a 5-note scale. I'm going to give it a first position to work with, and if you want to get the other 5, you can go to the support site, they're there. And at the end of the section, I'm going to have the rhythm that we just previously learned, the major and minor song progression, play, and I'm going to play the scale over it and show you how you could start making your own leads up over it. All right, get ready to have some fun. Let's start with the first scale. It starts on the 6th string, 5th fret with your first finger. And it goes, this is the pattern. It goes from the 5th fret to the 8th fret. Next string we go 5 to 7 on the 5th string. 5, 7. 4th string, 5, 7. 3rd string, 5, 7. 2nd string is 5, 8. and the first string is 5/8. Show you all in a row now. You could even do it backwards. It would start with the fourth finger though backwards, 8/5. Another thing you could try to do is use alternate picking as you're playing through it so you could build up some speed. Here's it with alternate picking. Watch the right hand. And then what you're going to try to do is make various combinations of these notes and phrases to start making melodies and leads up. Do different techniques which we'll learn in other programs like bending, hammer-ons, and pull-offs. And alright, so let me play this over that major and minor chord progression and start showing you how you can start making up your own leads and melodies with it. Here we go. Start by just playing the scale over it. Be creative with it. Alright, that's the end of this program. We went through a lot of things. We went through chords, scales, strumming patterns, rhythms. Now, Rockhouse has a wide variety of different programs that you could look at on the main menu of this program. Our catalog is there. And where we could go deeper into lead techniques, different styles like metal, funk, and blues. But now you should have a solid foundation of playing guitar. Great job.